Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Sorry, my little guy's next to me. He started waving when I saw that. It's your good buddy Philtastic here, wrapping up breakfast with the little guy. Welcome back to Last Week Today Live. We are here live, actually, yes, in the flesh. I could prove it too. Um, well, we don't get the newspaper, so I can't show you like the date or anything. But we're here. It's March 16th. Yeah, hi. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day weekend. But I'm Italian, so I have to remind you that St. Patrick was Italian, and on the 19th is the feast day for St. Giuseppe, which is, you know, to paraphrase Father Guido Sarducci, St. Patrick was an okay saint. St. Giuseppe, that's what you want, St. Joseph. Um, I don't really know what Joseph is the saint of. I haven't looked it up. All I know is that on Tuesday, 6, 7, 18, 19, or Wednesday, what's 17? Tuesday, yes, the 19th, I will go to the Italian supermarket we have here, Uncle Giuseppe's, no relation that I know of, and I will get a St. Giuseppe pastry to bring home for
Maybe you're related.
us to enjoy. I just said that. I said there's no relation I know of. I know I have not been on lately. Last week I was like, I don't really have too much to talk about, and I'm super tired, and I have a lot of artwork to do, which I'm still working on. So I took the week off, and I already said this, I think, a couple weeks ago, but there's no show next week. We have something going on, but I will be back the week after that. In the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what to do for my 100th show of Last Week Today Live, which we are just 2 episodes away. I want to do something a little bit different. I don't want to do, I think, just a general hangout. I don't want to do just a regular show. I'm thinking about shooting a little video to put like as a preamble to it. I haven't really thought of exactly what yet. But let's see who's here. Of course, the first one in, first in class all the time, Las Cruces from New Mexico. How are you, my friend? Phil's Treehouse. Hello, hello. Other Phil, as we say. Trev, the shipping group. What?
Where's the street house?
In our hearts, honey.
Oh.
I don't know if you heard my wife. She asked where the treehouse is, and I said it's in here. Trev, the shipping guru. Hello, as always, my friend. Trev and I were on Joe from Anachronic's channel last night, which was a espresso mail call. Trev did a great job, and then next Friday he's going to be on for the Anachronic College of Comic Book Knowledge. Thank you, honey. I got to add my things to it. So. Can you grab the collagen and for me, please? Yes, thank you. My wife brought me my coffee. Collagen and milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trev's going to give everybody a run for their money with his Dr. Afra knowledge. I'm looking forward to that just because I don't know too much about Dr. Afra. My wife jokes at me because I'm not a Star Wars guy. I think the movies are okay. I like Empire Strikes Back. But I prefer the TV shows. That being said, I still have not finished Ashoka. I can't even say it right. It's just on the
I think the first one was right.
things I have to finish. Let's see. Well, Boar, from up in Canada. Hey, everybody, Dr. Nick. Dr. Nick is a Simpsons character I missed. He didn't see the Simpsons movie. That you should see it because that's why he's not around anymore. The movie wasn't bad. I don't know if Evil Mike is here yet. I'm still going through. My son likes to play with condiments at the table. That's why you see me going back and forth with ketchup. Thanks, honey.
Good.
Yes. I just think the collagen, please. That's why you see me going back and forth with the ketchup. Let's see. My buddy Mark is trying to send me reels on Facebook, which tells me Mark doesn't watch. E-Man Opti Prime. I haven't said this. I'm so glad that you are back and active. We missed you, sir. Making coffee but present. That's good. Coffee's always good. Oh, if you looked over my shoulder, you see a rare glimpse of my wife. And now she ran away. What? Did you throw away my scoopers?
Yeah.
I
There are
need.
too many here.
No. I need those.
No, you don't. Why do you need 1,000
Because
scoopers here?
not everybody
They're hard to
includes
carry on.
scoopers.
It's the blue one you use, right? The white ones are
Yes,
bigger.
correct. Let's see here. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Hey, honey, Florina's on.
No, she's not.
What does that say?
You're me.
What does it say? I didn't do it.
You're being funny.
I'm not. See, it says Florina Turner.
Really?
Yeah. Florina is a very good friend of ours who relocated to Texas. I want to say it was a year ago. It might be more at this point.
She's on right now?
I think so. I'm just going back through the comments. Hi. Say hi to Mike and the kids, too.
Hi.
My buddy's NT here is waving. You can't play with the phone, sir. No. Psychedelic, how are you? You want the ketchup again? No. Okay. You're almost done with your eggs. You want my hat? Here you go. Okay. Yes, I need a haircut.
AKA.
E-Man loves my spam text stuff. Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to get on Instagram. I have it on my Facebook as well.
Is this that clean?
No.
It's not?
No. Well bored with the Fantastic Four. I have an Irishish t-shirt that I wear for St. Patrick's Day. Is that okay? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Thanks, honey. Toga party for 100. Oh, for 100th episode? Maybe. 100 is commitment. Yeah, it is. Yeah, to be honest, if I did it every week, we'd probably be closer to like 200 now. I don't want to nail a number down. Thanks, honey. Coffee. Here, want to finish your eggs? He has 2 bites of eggs left. He doesn't want to finish.
That's a good card.
Madam, how are you out in Arizona? I was watching something. Oh, we were watching Twisted Metal. And I was like, oh, Arizona jumped in my head because they were not far from that in the show. They were they're at the Hoover Dam. But we're both enjoying that. I'm surprised because that's usually not the type of show my wife is into, but she's enjoying it. I played the game years ago. I think we're talking like PlayStation 2 days. And what? Thanks, honey. Let's see. What's for breakfast? We just did I scammed through the chat. We just did a quick little breakfast this morning. Just eggs, which my son does not like my eggs, but he ate most of them. She's a fun character. Who is? You want to get down now? Oh, he went with this water, yeah. Well, he's got a little bit left, yeah. Dallas Suspense, how are you, sir? What? Here, you want the hat again? No. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So don't laugh. These are his 2 favorite condiments to play with. Salt actually refers to grated cheese, and hot pepper. It's got to be the hot pepper, only because the regular pepper, for some reason, he could loosen the top of it. He can't loosen this. He hasn't figured it out yet, and he starts sneezing all over the place. This, though, if he did loosen, would be disastrous because I could see him screaming with the heat. And fanboy, how are you, sir? You have to also we have to be careful that it's this like a plasticky container. We have lost a glass container to him, and it was a hard glass container too. But there you go. He's having fun. He'll be occupied. Where'd you get that? How are you? Get bites in while he's distracted. Let's see. Cody. Comics over scoopers. Scoopers. Oh, yeah. Now, here you go, man. This is the thing. I like those little scoopers because, surprisingly so, not many products that use the supers include them.
I don't like scoopers.
So I'm holding on to them because at some point they're going to be phased out.
No.
But I'll take you behind the scenes a little bit. I put collagen powder, not sponsored, in my coffee every morning, or every morning I have coffee. And yeah, you need a scooper for it. Yeah, Florina was replying back to you. I'm behind on the chat saying, yes, I am. She was live. She still is, but most likely. I got to go breakfast things with my girlfriend's family. Enjoy Yapti Prime. For the index, number 98, cameo of Mrs. Tastic. That's true.
Hmm?
You made a cameo.
Oh, I did.
And Florina said hello, by the way. Florina said hello.
Yeah, I said hi before.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Here, you don't want to play with the pepper anymore? Okay. Let's see. Madam's got to go sculpt. See, Bizzle, how are you, sir? Oh, yes, this was actually a gift I got many moons ago. What?
There were many moons.
Yes.
I thought there was only one.
And I'm all caught up with the track. Steve the Voice White, how are you? So Steve was on Anachronics with us last night, too. All right, I need another distraction. Yep. Here. You want your book?
Here, give me the condiments.
Yeah. This is every single time we sit down. We need distractions. So here you go. Look, the dinosaur. Oh. I might have to make weird little noises in between, just so you guys know that. Yeah, Steve was on with Anachronics with us yesterday, and actually, both Steve, Trev, and myself are going to be on Evil Mike's channel later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Between the Beams. I almost said Between the Lines. Different channel discussing Stephen King's Dark Tower series. We're on the first half of book 3, The Wastelands, which I have like an hour left to finish today. You know what, Seabass, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little cautious with some of the new title announcements. You know, I'm hoping. I don't know if you saw my last recorded episode we just did the other night, but I'm hoping that they're not just throwing out everything Krakoa. But it kind of feels that way, and I'll be honest with you. I read one article where they're like, "Oh, it's a return back to the '90s X-Men," and I'm like, you know, I hope not. And it's like I enjoyed the '90s X-Men, but I've been there, I've done that. I'm still sorting out what I'm going to pick up. Uncanny and Wolverine, I think, are definites for me. The adjective list with Jed McKay sounds interesting. He's a good writer. I have high hopes for that. I'm not a huge fan of Stegman's artwork, so kind of 70-30 on that. And the Extraordinary X-Men, I'll be honest with you, I'm not big into Eve Ewing, however you say it. I might just pick up the first issue, see how it feels, and base it on from there. As far as the spin-offs go, I'm waiting until I hear more about the creative teams. If I could, I would get them all, but time, money, and space, some of these, it's just might be the right time for me to drop off. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Yep, hi. A walk along the beams, yeah. There's too many beams and stuff for me. Yes, it is ambient. Here, look, the dinosaur. Look. I have to make funny noises for him to boom, 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 boom. Walk along the beams, yes. Almost. Come on, buddy. You got like 2 bites left. Thank you, other Phil. Yeah, X Factor, I'm curious to see who the creative team is going to be. I run hot and cold with X Factor. Volumes 1, I liked. Volume 2, I know I read that limited series. I just don't remember it. Volume 3, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite runs of all time. 4, not so much. 5, I thought was good. That would be the most recent one. But I felt like it was a little abrupt. You know, I don't know this for sure. If I ever meet or interview the writer, whose name escapes me at the moment, I'm going to just ask, hey, look, did they tell you, hey, you got to cut an issue out because we have this whole Hellfire thing coming up? Because it kind of felt that way. Just a lot of things felt rushed. I thought the romance between Wolverine's son, Dakin, I know he's called like 8 other things since then. Pal. Here, do you want these? Yeah. Yeah, the romance between Dakin and Aurora, I felt like was really kind of quick. I felt the whole, just the whole thing, the whole run I felt like was missing an issue. And I understand it led up to the Hellfire Gala, but they were missing something in between. And I kind of felt bad because they had a really good concept in place. And it just like I felt like they just barely kind of got it off the ground. What was the other one you had? Yeah, Wolverine is a must for me. Trev, X-Men or Uncanny Volume 3. We're on, you mean of the new ones? Because this is like Uncanny Volume like 6 or 7 at this point. And the X-Men is, I think, the adjective list, I think, is volume, technically it's volume 2. Because if you may recall, it was X-Men and it changed names to X-Men Legacy, then it went back to X-Men in time to wrap up. Let's see. Durs, hey, dude, do what you got to do. And stay legendary yourself, sir. Durs, by the way, has been doing some great stuff on Friday mornings. I have to catch up, just pumping some positivity into the community. And you know, without saying anything, there's been a lot of people, or there's been, I should say, enough kind of key people who have either gone on hiatus or just kind of gone off the platform for lately. And look, it's important to, and I'm not going to pretend I know why or say much more about it that way, but look, it's important that you balance out personal life and YouTube, because YouTube is not a job, especially if you are into comics, because we're in a very niche market. Look, if I wanted to like make money from YouTube, I guess I don't know what do you do, stream video games and curse at people all day. I don't know. I would go on, but I kind of sound like an old man yelling at clouds at this point. Let's see. The one you said was your favorite. Oh no, one of my favorites I was saying was X Factor Volume 3. Peter David's run. It was post M Day, because you were dealing with what was his name? Multiple Man had started a detective agency. Here you go, pal. And he had recruited basically. You didn't have any A-list characters. You had a lot of characters from X-Force. I'm going to say B and C level characters, maybe even D level characters at times, and really made a quite interesting story. And by the way, he touched on issues like Peter David touched on issues in this run that people are triggered by now. But he did it in a way where you didn't realize kind of what was going on. It wasn't so much in your face. So I present that not only as a great piece of work to write with, but also writing-wise rather, but also to maybe some of the younger writers saying, look, if you want to talk about some of these social issues that we face without sounding preachy, this is how you do it, in my opinion. Leaving this up, though, I'll bounce in and out, but Saturdays are super busy. Dude, Thursday, you got to do what you got to do, you know? 23 Munch, how are you, sir? Strong Guy, Boom Boom. Boom Boom wasn't on that one, or Havoc, or Polaris. No, it was... trying to think. So, Multiple Man, Siren, Layla Miller, Strong Guy came in, Ron, Shatterstar, and Richter. They had the whole... That was when they both came out. Darwin was in it for a minute, but I'll say this: the Darwin arc in it was pretty bad. Trying to see. Oh, and Monet, one of the M from Generation X, is one of the most memorable storylines in that, and it went on for a little while. I explained this to my wife because I said, "Hey, you would probably like this." So, Multiple Man had multiple dupes going on at the time. They got a little out of hand, and both Siren and M slept with a dupe. No problem. Yeah. Multiple Man. Yeah, no problem. Do what you got to do. Look. Everybody's got to work. Everybody's got to make money. It's perfectly cool. So Multiple Man and one of his dupes. One of them slept with Siren, and one of them slept with M in the same evening. But they didn't know who was who. The dupe got absorbed, but Siren got pregnant, and again, didn't know who it was. Was it Jamie or was it a dupe? And I won't tell you anymore because it's a good run. A little I don't know what the word to use is. Can I have them, buddy? Thank you. Can I have it? Let's see. Ryan, how are you? Good to see you. Eva got to run, knock out some errands. There you go, man. See you later on. Yes. My son's waving. Yeah, but I highly recommend that. So, oh, come on. No, okay. We got half of them in. The other half are on the ground. So, there you go. Topics at hand. I guess I was going to talk about Spawnuary first, but since we've been talking about X-Men, I'll always talk about X-Men. You guys know that. The X-Men 97 firing, I find really interesting. So, look, I'm going to say this. I know everybody knows this, but in case you don't know, X-Men 97 is dropping next Wednesday. Comics by the Bay is here. Hot dogs and surfing for all. That's what I'm going to say that is. There you go. Coming out Wednesday. Everybody's excited. Everybody's anticipating it, except for my wife. She doesn't like X-Men. Are you going to watch it with me? We'll do a review. It's a 10-episode series every Wednesday.
Maybe.
It's got a maybe. And a couple weeks before the debut, they fire the head writer. Why? We don't know. We might never know. Some people, like I figured, if it's this far in, it's got to be one of two things. One is either if there's some sort of morality clause in his contract that he violated, because there are a couple of interesting stories coming out about the head writer. One being that he has an OnlyFans account. However, it's supposed to be very mild, from what I understand, and it's like a free, non-nude account. I've never been on OnlyFans. I don't know how that works. So somebody would explain that. That'd be great. Two is that he's been quite vocal about past writing experiences. Hey, Robin, how are you? Robin did a great job earlier today, by the way, on Fanboy Prime's channel. Son is throwing his little sensory things on the place here. Yeah, Robin, you did a great job this morning. Yeah, Mike would explain. Here you go, pal. Oh, look, I'm going to have my water too. See, look, cheers. We have comics on the table today, so we're not going to be getting them wet, buddy. Yeah, honey, can you hand me a straw? Can you hand me a straw, please? He's not taking it, so I'm going to straw. I'll use the straw with mine.
No, he's not gonna take it away.
No, he'll do it.
He's not gonna take it.
Did Neil do a good job? Great job, too? I thought Neil did a great job, and you know, Neil's got to wear... Why would you throw these and then cry for them?
Here, can we switch?
Yeah. I'm going to change my scenery, so everybody bear with me for a second. Okay. Neil should wear that hat every week. I got to say, either a hat or a wig. I think that's got to be Neil's shtick. I don't make recommendations for people's channels. I'm just saying, I think Neil had a different energy today. I'm not going to lie to you. I still have to mail him, by the way, that one, because Fanboy, we got to do our challenge, man. I'm ready to go. Kind of, sort of. I've actually been sorting through my books the last... I got it. I'm up already. The last week or so. I didn't get my tripod set up, so I'm going to be doing a little handheld action today. I know that sounded wrong. Yeah, so back to X-Men 97. I don't know if there's any kind of morality clause that we're talking about his OnlyFans, but also it's kind of come out. He used to also be, I don't know if he was the head writer or he was a writer on The Witcher, and got fired. People were saying it was the quality of work. I think he said he left. But his fellow writers, not many of them seem to like him very much. And I guess you could say for good reason. He had some things to say. He said, look, half of them didn't read the books, half of them didn't play the games rather, and they kind of snickered anytime we were talking about the source material. And some just said, oh, well, he got fired because he's an asshole. So I don't know what the reason is. We may never know the reason. He did put out a cryptic statement. What did he say? Silver is words, gold, but silence is gold, and something like that. So again, I have a feeling it might be something we never know. Apparently, he did write a script for Blade. I don't know if that is the one that they are going to be using, the Marshall Ali picture that hasn't filmed yet, or if it's the one that Marshall Ali hated. And I know I'm saying his name wrong. I just do that. Yeah, Boom Boom. Look her up. She also goes by Boomer. And she went by the name of Meltdown for a little while in the 90s. That's early. You're talking 90s X-Force. She was. Can you lower that just a little bit, honey?
Yeah.
Thank you. My son's watching Blippi. I don't want to get copyright stricken. She was just in. Was it last year? They had that Executioners miniseries, which was fantastic. I highly recommend that, and she really played a great part in that too. Yeah, so we may never know what's going on with X-Men 97 as far as that goes. Somebody said, oh, I think it's the quality of the work itself, but early reviews and previews I've heard from the series say it's great. And I tend to think that's not the case because he already completed, from what I understand, the writing for season 2. It was actually starting season 3 when they fired him. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll hear about it. Maybe we won't. Either way, as I said at the beginning, I'm thoroughly, sorry for the shaky cam, but I'm thoroughly looking forward to X-Men 97. The other big news item this week, there's a little bit of controversy with Spawnuary, and I haven't seen any updates on this quite yet. So if you guys have heard something, especially from Todd, let me know. If you're unfamiliar, This past January, Todd McFarlane launched a big art challenge. He had a prompt every week and said, "Hey, use the Spawn, what's it, blue paper or whatever, and draw a cover. If I like it, I might use it." Um, and he had several rules, but one of them was no AI. One of the winners, um, supposedly, is a quote unquote AI artist. I say it like that because if you're unfamiliar with my stance on AI art, and I have intended to do a longer form video on this, I don't think if you type in words into a program and the program produces a picture, sorry, it's not art. It's arts and crafts maybe, but it's not art. And one of my reasons for doing this, and this is also kind of why I don't like to rank artists, or I don't like to say this one's terrible, this one's this. Art is, and I'm sure that anybody here who's created content kind of know this. Hey Canadian, how are you? We're getting big in Canada, honey. We have three or four Canadians on today. Art is, in my mind, the accumulation of your personal experiences put to paper. No, sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's not. It seems to be less and less of the case when it comes to something commercial like comics or whatnot. But given that experience and technical know-how and whatnot, I think it's AI art is very soulless. And ask them the temperature. I'd rather not. um, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the difference between, if I have to relate it to Italian food, going up the block around here in Jersey, getting a bowl of homemade pasta versus going to the supermarket and getting Chef Boyardee. Yeah. Um, and look, I'm not saying that AI in itself is bad. It's a tool. And look, you can use AI to produce art. Let me explain this. One thing, especially in these post-COVID times, we'll say this, you know, access to models and references are a little, slim. Um, you could type in, hey, what's a picture of somebody in a specific pose? I suppose, I haven't tried this myself yet, um, a specific pose, just so that you kind of get the modeling down right. Now, you don't trace over it. You don't just say, okay, I want a picture of, Superman eating a hot dog and, call it art. That's where it is. So AI as a tool, I think, is great. I think the problem is how we use it, and not just in art, but in other ways too. I know some colleges are going to start busting down on art. Busting down on AI as far as essays and whatnot goes. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing now programs in place, kind of like YouTube has, where there's an algorithm so they know if you're using music that is copywritten or something like that. I know that Congress is really looking at AI. As far as I know, a lot of people have been like, look, it's going to take our jobs and stuff like that. I think it depends on your job. I mean, yes, there is a degree of AI that's used now, but I'll give you an example. And Fanboy, if you're still here, I'd like to get your wife's input on this as well. I think anything that you're dealing with where it's a white collar job, especially something where you're handling sensitive information, I don't think AI is going to be implemented. And this is why. I remember reading about a study years ago where they said they had two robots, two AI programs, and they were delighted to see that they were conversing with each other. But then at some point, the researchers found that they had actually created their own computer language and were going back and forth kind of unknowingly. So it's like they didn't want the researchers to know what they were talking about. When you work a white collar job, you're dealing with sensitive client information, social security numbers, bank account information. In some states, everything from your license numbers and whatnot. I don't want that getting out to another to where it doesn't have to be. And yes, you could say, hey, well, your data's probably leaked already. Yeah, got to be transparent. Yeah, so I don't think that if you work a white collar job, I don't think that you're necessarily, on the chopping block because of AI. I mean, I could tell you in the insurance world, we've used degrees of AI before for things like figuring out how risky, like if you're in a wildfire state or something like that. But it's a third party program. It's nothing like ChatGPT or something like that. It's a very loose, I guess you could say, translation of AI. Roscoe, how are you, sir? We were just talking about, I mentioned, what is it? I mentioned Evil Mike's show that we're going to be on later, the Beams, and I almost messed it up with Between the Lines because it's early. Neil is here. Neil, we were talking about you earlier. I don't know if you heard me. You need that hat all the time. It brought you a different energy today, sir. You were here for it, and I loved it. Not going to lie to you. So, I mean, as far as the Spawnuary goes, yeah, the artist himself claims that although he had used AI in the past, he did not use AI for this picture. The picture that won, I should say. I would imagine that there is a program or something that you can use to figure it out. I know that Bronze Age Nerd did a very good and short video about it, and he had scans because the artist had also a gunslinger picture, and that program that Bronze Age was using had something like a 90 something percent chance that was AI or AI doctored at some point. So hopefully they get this sorted out. I think that Todd needs to make a statement if he hasn't done so already. And I mean, as far as the industry goes, this has some serious implications. Now, some people have been saying that recent issues of Batman looks at times like it's been using AI. I hadn't heard that, nor have I seen that. So I can't comment as far as that goes. But yeah, like I said, I have been planning to do a longer form video about my feelings on AI art. I just have not gotten around to it. I need to be able to articulate it well. All right, why don't I show you? I haven't done this in a while. And I did leave the book that I'm adding to the giveaway bin downstairs. But I'll show you what I've been reading. And I haven't shown these off in like about 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to be a bigger pile than it should. And I also haven't been doing a lot of comic book reviews lately. I just wanted, again, it's kind of time. Sorry, I don't have my tripod. So this is what we're going to do here. All right. So I've read the newest volume of Sensational She-Hulk, issues 1, 2, 3, and issue 4. And I understand these are a little bit older at this point. Is a one of the Wolverine covers and a tribute to Secret Wars. There, I'll be honest with you. The first issue of this series I absolutely did not like. Just felt like there wasn't a whole lot going on. I know that She-Hulk is a different type of series, a different type of story. Whoop, as I throw other things on the ground, it just wasn't as enjoyable. And She-Hulk is a book I've consistently read since Dan Slott's run. I do have a little bit of John Byrne's run. I know that that's the preferred stuff and sensational and whatnot. It's just, I think when I went to go look for it, it was just more than I wanted to pay. And at this point, I'm kind of like, look, I could just read it on my iPad at this point. When I should say this, when I start saying I'm organizing more, I have been taking a hard look at my collection and saying, okay, what do I really want to keep and what can I part with? So I can't say that adding more She-Hulk to my collection is something I want to do, at least not now, but we'll see. Overall, as I said, I thought the series started off rough, but got a lot better. And I'm kind of hanging on to see how it goes, but I might drop it soon. Geiger, Ground Zero #1. And #2, this is a continuation of the Geiger story. Geiger's kind of, of the unnamed series, I have to say I really have enjoyed Junkyard Joe the most. Followed closely by the one shot they did for the Red Coat. Um, Geiger, it's kind of an anomaly for me because it's a predictable story, but it's just done so well that you can't help but admire it. And Ground Zero, short little 2-issue series, really does put you in a position, or I should say, Jeff Johns has done a great job of putting you in a position where you want more. Yeah, Dale, and it's tough because, to be honest with you, like what I struggle with is, things that I'm like, okay, I have all these Daredevils, for example. I'm definitely not adding to Daredevil. Do I want to go back and get more? Is it something I'll just appreciate later on, more down the line? That type of thing. Versus, I have a box of things like the adaptation of A Man from Atlantis, for example, that I don't know why it's in my collection. I don't know why I have it, but like that I could get rid of. And I'm sure as soon as I do, they'll say, "Hey, guess what? Jason Momoa is going to star in a brand new Man from Atlantis film, and they're going to make 8 sequels, and that first issue is going to be $1 million." Brian Basketballs, how are you? Thank you, sir. I enjoy having you here, and I thank you for your support. Along the lines of Geiger, I did read Ghost Machines #1. This is the what are the name of them? The Rockefellers cover, which I thought was a nice nod to that film Little Miss Sunshine. Um, I'm excited for some of them, and some of them not so much. As far as what they're going to go with, Red Coat seems interesting. I'm just going to check the releases here. Red Coat seems interesting. Rook, I'm iffy on. And part of it is I can't get past the costumes, I'll be honest with you. It sounds a little too Power Rangers for me. I might check it out. I don't know if it's an ongoing or a mini. I feel like it's an ongoing. I'd be less likely to do so. The others here, Hyde Street, I remember sounded interesting. The Rockefellers was okay, but not 100% in my book. And again, I'm just basing it on these previews. Hornsby and Halo. Honestly, if these books were not averaging what this one was $4.99, I think Geiger was $3.99. Yeah, if they weren't so expensive, I would maybe be into it. But I can't make another $20, a month commitment. That's the word I was looking for into that. Looks like it made a mess if you got the lid off. I think it made a mess if you got the lid off. I don't know. I think I missed something here. Okay, and then of course I read my X-Men books. You know that. I'll show you the order I read them in. Fall of X-29. This is the Ski Chalet variant. I wasn't collecting the Ski Chalet variants. I really like how this one looks. This is a Dodderman. Storm's just got a great look on it. Great issue. This was the House of Doom issue from a couple months ago. I don't know if we saw more of Doom. Again, I'm a little far behind here at this point. I think, because 29 was in December, so I'm at least 2 issues behind. Left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, and then it went into Fall of the House of X 1 and Rise of the House of X. Was it Rise of the Powers of 10 1. And really, I like that they're kind of following the same format that they did with when the Krakoan Age started, where it's 2 stories into one. One is in the future, one is in the past and the present, I guess. Only thing else I can really say is I think it'd be a shame if they, again, threw out everything Krakoan in this new the new X-Men venture. And the last thing I read physically, I'll tell you more in a second, was X-Men 30. I was cringing when I saw this because I'm not a High Evolutionary fan, and I'm saying that before Guardians 3 as well. I just thought that he was an okay character. I always thought he was a little bit kind of shoehorned in with Magneto. But the issue itself is pretty solid. I could see how their plan in this could work really well and why include him at all into it. Phil Noto does the interiors in this. I'm sorry. I was just kind of admiring them. And yeah, it was a good issue. Very good issue. Actually, I wanted to show my wife this. Hey, honey, are your hands dry or clean? I wanted to show you something if you want to do a live reaction. Sounds like you got your hands full. Yeah. Here, look at just a live reaction. Read the whole of first 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just 3 pages.
I can't do that right now.
No. There's not a whole lot of dialogue.
Well, I'm this type of woman, though.
See, she left us hanging.
What?
People are like, well, show your wife, right, guys? Yes. I also digitally read. What did I read? I started reading Alpha Flight, not realizing that only 4 issues were online instead of 5. The most recent series. Without sounding a certain way, I'm glad I skipped that. That's just kind of how it is. I felt like it was a little forced, a little bit lazy. And I was kind of surprised because generally I like Ed Brisson. He can be hit or miss. And I'm going to read the 5th issue that hasn't come out on the Marvel Unlimited app yet. But so far it's a miss for me. Sorry, Ed. I did read it. I don't know why it's not in this pile. I think up to X-Force number 48. Like it a lot. X-Force was one of my favorite books of the Cohen run. I'm thinking about doing within, right before the next series of X-Men come out, kind of the high points and low points of the Cohen age for me. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in, or if you're like, just shut up about the X-Men. That's up to you. I should also say I read Gary B's. I almost said his full name. I guess I want to say novella Need. I like Gary a lot. It's not something I typically read, but it's very well done. And if you haven't done so already, go on Amazon, check it out. Gary's a member of the community. He helps out a lot of people. I bought mine physically because hopefully one day when we're able to be a little bit more mobile, it's hard with 2 young children, we get to hang out and meet some people. And Gary's on that list that somebody would like to meet and say, hey, sign your book for me, Mr. B. Trying to think. We're already almost an hour in here. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Let's see. So we have, again, there's no show next week. I will have another show the week after that, though. Hold on. This is the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, 22, 23. Okay, 23rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 30th. I may or may not have a show Easter week, the following week. Probably not, because I do want extra time to plan episode 100. And if you guys have any suggestions that you want to see for episode 100, DM me on IG. That's always the best way. And
Easter week after 23rd.
What?
That is Easter week.
Right, but I'm not on. Next week is the 23rd.
Next week 23rd.
Oh.
The 31st is Easter.
I will be on the 30th. Never mind, because that'll be episode 99. Thank you, honey. Yeah. Yeah. So I will be back on the 30th. Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. My wife's showing me stuff we're out of because I have to go to Costco at some point. I don't like Costco on the weekend at all. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, so that's going to be the 30th. My LCS is also having their little birthday celebration that day too, so maybe we'll do something with them. I do have some artwork, and I want to say to some people who I owe some prizes to, not everybody, because Trev, I'm still working on yours. That's what I'm going to say. Almost there. I promise you. And I'm going to talk to you. Maybe we might want to do a video about it because there's a whole story behind this. Yeah, I'm going to have some stuff going out, I'm going to say on Monday. So I might be DMing some people just for addresses and stuff like that. And Trev, I apologize. And to be honest with you, there's a whole story behind it. That's why I say we might want to, you and I collaborate on a video if you're up for it. And yes, I'm being cryptic. So what else? Artwork. Yeah, I have a deadline on something for April 1st, so I'm going to be pushing for that extra hard. But there's something else that's going out in the mail. Yeah. Well, Boar, you win the Snark Award. Oh, yeah. I still have to do my update for our Road to 1K giveaway. I haven't done it yet because it's a lot to go through. I did add a few books since the last time. I'll maybe just even show them off on that video. This week I added a trade paperback carrying the first 4 issues, I believe, of Batman Adventures #1. So yeah, that's included in there too. So it's not just Marvel stuff you're getting. I'm trying to put as much independent stuff in there too as I can. It's a slow process, and a lot of this is directly from my collection. But other than that, I'm trying to think. I'll be on Evil Mike's tonight, Fanboys soon, wherever may I pop up. I might reach out to Scotty because I know he's looking for people for June and July. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. But I want to thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. I want to thank you for hitting the like button if you haven't done so. For doing so, rather, if you haven't done so already, now's the time to do it. Hint, hint. And like I said, hey, if you are having fun this weekend with St. Patrick's Day, enjoy. I hope that you do enjoy yourself. Do so responsibly. Be careful because it's amateur night for a lot of people. But hey, Tuesday, San Giuseppe's Feast of San Giuseppe. If you've got an Italian grocery store or Italian bakery near you, get yourself some San Giuseppe pastry. You won't regret it. Oh, speaking of which, honey, you know what? What day is today? Speaking of our friend Florina, who was here. Florina, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I don't know if it's today or if it's another day, but I remember you guys got married St. Patrick's Day weekend, right?
Oh,
Yeah, so happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, and we'll probably just check that out on Facebook as well. But I'll leave you like as I always do. Thanks for sharing some of your weekend with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys go out and do something great. Peace, love, and comics. Take care.